Get me Will Trent.
ABC Tuesdays.
I don't even know where he is.
Will Trent is back.
You thought you could hide forever? Time to come home.
The series that's being called one of the best network procedurals.
We're going to solve this case.
Featuring new cast member Gina Rodriguez.
I'm a prosecutor. We deal in truth and facts.
Maybe everybody should try that, huh?
Will Trent, the 2-part season premiere. Tuesdays on ABC and stream on Hulu.
If anyone can hear what I'm saying, please help us. We were attacked by some kind of animal.
From the director of The Invisible Man and Blumhouse, producers of The Black Phone.
My husband was infected.
What is happening to me?
Daddy, is that you?
Run!
Hurry, Mommy, it's coming!
Don't you lay a hand on her!
Wolfman, directed by Lee Winnell. Under 17, admitted without parent. Only in theaters January 17th.
For exclusive podcasts and more, sign up at patreon.com/partnersincrimemedia.
This week's Law & Order Marathon winner is Kate Zupko from Nashville, Tennessee. Kate will get a marathon decal showing she watched 26.2 hours of her favorite crime show. To be next week's winner, sign up at lawandorderpodcast.com.
I'm Kevin Flynn with Rebecca Lavoie and Lauren Vandermeer, and these are their stories.
You think you know who did it, but you don't know who did it. Law and order, law and order, law and order. It's no ordinary police procedural, baby. It's the FNOG of police procedurals, baby. Law and order, law and order, law and order, law and order. These are their stories, these are their stories.
Welcome to These Are Their Stories, the podcast about network TV's most enduring crime franchise and the real-life cases that inspired their shows. I'm Kevin Flynn. Each podcast will break down an episode from either Criminal Intent, SVU, or Original Recipe, and today we're looking at SVU, Season 12, Episode 12, Possessed.
I was having a chat at Eldon Balog's place when he left the room to take a phone call, and I suddenly had an urge.
An urge?
To masturbate.
In somebody else's house.
Joining me to do just that is true crime author and the host of Crime Writers On and Netflix's You Can't Make This Up podcasts, Rebecca Lavoie. Hello, Rebecca.
Hello, Kevin.
And rounding out our panel is our special returning guest from the Drinks with Death podcast, Lauren Vandermeer. Hello, Lauren.
Hello, Kevin and Rebecca. Thank you so much for having me back.
So I don't know if you've heard the big news from the Law & Order universe. All 20 seasons of the original Law & Order are finally available on one streaming service. It's now on Hulu. And for years, Dick Wolf cut this up like a Christmas goose, and it's been on different networks. So those original 20, all back together. Season 24 of Law & Order is on Peacock and on the NBC app. But seasons 21 and 23, the original season, the reboot seasons, they're MIA.
Nowhere to be found.
No, so I guess like Taylor Swift says, we're just never, ever, ever getting back together.
Interesting. It's like the holy grail of where did those two seasons go?
Yeah, like why not? I mean, it's NBC for frick's sake.
Aren't they on demand on NBC?
No, I just checked.
That's weird.
Those disappeared now. So you might be able to get them from your local cable provider on demand. Sometimes that's how it rolls.
Or the CD box set.
The CD
like
box?
The DVDs?
Who the hell is buying DVDs?
Do we have to go to Redbox and get those seasons?
Lauren, I can't have DVDs where I am, which is 2025. Yeah, right. So, Lauren, are you like us that your memories of the original Law & Order were from those Saturday and Sunday morning marathons on TNT?
100%. I actually associate it more with TNT, like just being on TV all day. And it was sort of defined. It was my clock. It was like I knew what time of day it was because Law & Order was on. And then when it switched, I was like, oh, shit, I have to go to work now. Okay.
That's right. Lunchtime. Yeah.
Or never, because you get sucked into Law & Order. Right,
yeah. Well, I say when there's on Sundays that the 27th precinct is my church and Anita Van Buren is my priest. So, Lauren, remind us of all the franchises. Which two cops are your favorite Law & Order detective team?
Favorite Law & Order detective team.
I mean, I am a Briscoe Green girl. But I would like to give a shout out to the Green Fontana era because I just think that was a really fun era to have the gambler and the good fella together working as one.
Totally agree.
I wonder why Green wasn't like asking Fontana a little more about that walking around money. Like, what do you... A, why do you have it?
Yeah.
B, can we go to the off-track betting together?
Yeah.
And let me teach you this new skill. And who's your favorite prosecutorial team?
Favorite Law and Order District Attorney Prosecutorial Team.
McCoy and Kincaid.
Yeah.
Just old school, you know?
Yeah, those lovebirds.
I know.
So romantic.
Back in the day when office sexual harassment was accepted.
Yeah.
All right, now let's take a look at the first half of this episode, Special Victims Unit, Season 12, Episode 12, Possessed. And just a note, we're going to be talking about fictional detectives investigating fictional crimes against fictional victims. But if you still find that especially heinous in real life, you might want to listen to another one of our episodes.
That's the disclaimer for when it's a weird one about kids, right?
Yeah, it's like your chance to, if you go forward, no adding at us.
Nope.
Okay, all right. So Larissa's boyfriend interrupts her rape by a fat guy in his underwear and a plastic mask who flees with his video camera. Larissa is unconscious from Rohypnol. Her hair is done up in pigtails, and the rest of her body hair has been shaved off, and she's wearing a pair of panties with the name Brandy stitched on them.
Only in New York did you have no witnesses to a masked man running down the street in his tighty whities.
No DNA from Patrick or Larissa's rape kits. The hair and blood from the razors only matches Larissa.
They found pills all over the place, didn't they?
Yeah, the roofies used on Larissa and Viagra, you figure the perp was using on himself.
Good thing Patrick showed up. A perp on Viagra could have raped her for hours.
Benson and Stabler learned that the crime matches that of 2 other rapes, except those victims were 10-year-old girls. They say that the attacker called them Brandy, and that the rapist ensured the silence of one of them by saying that if she narked, the Coventry will return to kill her family. Munch says that it's a common ploy used for decades by pedophiles ever since a child porn film featuring a girl named Brandy that we just happen to have uploaded on our computer right here. Young Brandy has the same birthmark as the adult Larissa. So using the most improbable method of lifting a fingerprint, Elliot and Finn raid the home of Eldon Baylog, a guy who keeps his child porn in a pillowcase and no passwords on his computer. They see Eldon is in the process of emailing photos of Larissa in her hospital bed. They scour the hospital and find Baylog disguised as an orderly just having raped the unconscious Larissa. The suspect is peacefully detained and read his Miranda rights. JK, Stabler beats the shit out of him before Finn can pull him off. Larissa tells Olivia that as a kid, she was kidnapped and forced to make sex films under the name Brandy, along with a boy named Daniel. Baylog says he got Larissa's true identity from Orville Underwood. He stood trial years ago for raping Larissa, but was acquitted. Finn and Stabler learned Underwood's DNA is all over the young Brandy photos found in Baylog's apartment, but stand by for Underwood's alibi. He says that he visited Baylog, went into his bathroom, and just jerked off, sending his seed everywhere. ADA Hardwick says, well, there's not enough to hold him, and Baylog was just killed in prison, so oh well. After Elliot walks him out, Underwood crosses paths with Larissa, who is so traumatized by the encounter, she vomits all over Stabler.
Yeah.
Okay, so we open on Patrick trying to get into the apartment to check on his girlfriend, Larissa, and the neighbor says, who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Patrick, Larissa's boyfriend.
Prove it.
Prove it.
Yeah, this is great.
So he's reaching into his pocket like he's going to find a photo ID that just says Larissa's boyfriend. Here, let me show him my badge. So using that old SVU trope that the victim has to wake up, and so they got to go get their information other places, Benson asks Patrick, well, why might she have been wearing underwear that said Brandy?
One more thing, the underwear that he dressed Larissa in had the name Brandy on it. Any idea who that is?
No. Except Larissa told me she hates that name.
How did that ever come up in conversation?
I was thinking exactly the same thing. It was that song, right?
Yeah, it's like, hey, what's your favorite one-hit wonder from 1972 band Looking Glass? I hate that name! Oh, shit, all right. It's a catchy tune!
I had that song in my head all day after watching this episode. It just kept going through my head, and it was slightly disturbing.
It's the wrong lyrics, tonally for this, for sure.
Yeah. Well, she is a fine girl.
For sure.
What a good wife she'd be.
What a good wife she would be. Yeah, sure. So the suspect in the child rapes left a letter saying that the Coventry will come for her if she tells everyone. And it's complete with a photograph of a hand holding a medallion with the Coventry iconography. And I say it's probably the worst Etsy purchase ever. Can you make this?
Yeah, I want a Christmas ornament with this on it too, please.
Yeah. And even though Wong is there, and I don't know why they brought in Wong.
Bring in Wong. He's on roll.
He's there, and he's from the FBI, but it's Munch who is the one who's like going over and explaining the pedophile lore. And I really can't believe that QAnon Munch would not have bought this complete story.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much easier than cheese pizza, right? So Munch is playing the original Brandy videos, and in typical SVU fashion, Stabler says,
Okay, all right, Munch, enough. Wait a minute, wait. Hold that, freeze that.
Wait 1 second. And that's why you're supposed to watch the video the whole way through, which they never do.
It's their job.
Yeah.
You're looking for evidence.
Like, you signed up for this. There's a reason why whenever a new person gets brought into the squad, they're like, I don't know how you can do this job. It's so hard. Because you're supposed to be watching the gross videos. Like, that's the job. I don't understand why that still hasn't gotten through.
Right.
Really.
It is. The name is in your title. Special Victims Unit.
Right. On video. Special video unit.
Yeah.
That's what makes them elite.
Because they can just choose to not do their work and it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm elite too then.
It's too much. I can't handle it. I can't watch this video anymore.
Too much. Enough.
Well, maybe you should go back to the traffic department.
Yeah.
If you really can't handle it. So in the latest installment of technology that doesn't exist, they're able to zoom in on the photo of the hand holding the medallion taken by, at best, a 2011 8-megapixel iPhone 3S on the opposite hand and scan the fingerprint on the thumb.
But new imaging technology lets me zoom in on the perp's fingertip.
You can get a print off a photo?
And run it for a match.
In a very timely manner, too. I was amazed. I was like, wow. I think I actually started talking to my TV at this point.
Yeah, the resolution is amazing.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm going to put my thumb right up to my can. I don't know, Laura, can you make out?
Yeah. Kevin, I think that you may have been involved in a shoplifting incident.
That's why you'd have my fingerprint, right? Yeah. Well, this all leads them to Eldon Baylog's apartment where they can see that he's currently in the hospital and he's with Larissa. So Stabler alerts Benson to find him and shut down the hospital, which apparently takes so long that Stabler and Finn have had time to get there and make their way to the 8th floor.
Yeah.
And that's where they walk in on Baylog, dressed as an orderly.
It's okay. I was just taking a temperature.
And we're led to believe he has completed his rape of Larissa because we hear him pull up his zipper on his scrubs.
Yeah, a good detail.
Yeah.
Continuity error.
That was just, the whole thing was just, that whole sequence was disgusting. His
It was
apartment was
so
disgusting.
disgusting.
It doesn't help that they make up to the guy to be the most disgusting looking person in the entire world. Right?
Kind of sweaty looking. Yeah.
Like the little girl's description of him, this really gross man. What do they call him? They can't remember. They're like, he was real gross.
He's real gross.
He was real gross.
He's like, I'm taking her temperature. What, are you a rectal thermometer? What is that?
Also, do orderlies take patients from their rooms?
Apparently in this hospital.
For medical testing?
Apparently.
Yeah, moving on. Moving on. Yeah, sure. Someone has to
no
do it.
No supervision. Someone just told me to do it.
Yeah, sure.
They don't know. He was wearing that plastic mask. He looked good enough.
Yeah. He does scrubs with the zipper. Very official.
So this is season 12, midway through season 12. And this is the last time in the original run that we will see Elliot Stabler beat up a suspect.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Why?
Because he leaves?
Well, he just doesn't have the opportunity in the subsequent 12 episodes.
Okay.
Although
I feel like this was deserved. Like, this was one time that he beat somebody up where I'm like, yeah, you should. Yeah, Stabler, I got your back. You're good. Go.
I mean, the crime just happened.
Yeah, the DNA has not dried.
Yeah, right. And the guy, it's not like the guy's not admitting. And by the way, I'm not saying I believe in beating up suspects, but if there were one to do it to, perhaps this one would have been the appropriate choice.
I agree. Yeah. I don't condone violence, but this guy really did deserve it.
Yeah. So Stabler a couple other times gets very forceful, but as far as putting hands on someone, this is the last time that we will see him brutalize the suspect. He will also blow the head off of a high school girl in the squad room, but that's not excessive force.
No. Justified.
It's justified. So we've got a Hey, It's That Girl.
We do.
Hey, it's that girl.
Tell me, who is the name of the actress playing Larissa?
When he opened up his car door and he grabbed me from behind, he pushed me face down and he made me take a pill. Underwood drugged me every day, then made me do those movies.
I know who else she played, but I don't know the actress's name.
Oh, I don't know.
Does that count?
No, that doesn't count.
It's Pencil Tucky from Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, the actress's name is Taryn Manning.
Okay.
Yeah, she was Pennsatucky, and she was also Nola in Hustle and Flow. Taryn was once the Arizona State Karate Champion.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Go ahead, make the pose. Go ahead, you can do it.
How has she not yet been cast in the reboot of The Karate Kid?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a great question. But put a pin in that thought for us. All right, yeah. Taryn also appeared in the celebrity version of Worst Cooks in America. She quit in the second episode after refusing to eat a chicken foot.
Oh. That's just a piece of another part of the chicken. I mean, it's not like different than the leg.
Parts is parts. I'm sure a McNugget is 5% foot.
At the ankle, it becomes undigestible, apparently.
Yeah. By the way, that chicken, 1 star on WikiFeet. All right, so we get to see somebody before they were famous.
Before they were famous.
Making her television debut as young victim Paula. Who might that be?
I don't know.
Lauren, do you know?
No.
She said people would test me to try to trick me into telling.
And if you told anyone, he would hurt you.
Me and Daddy.
That's Sabrina Carpenter.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow, she's so famous.
Yeah, she would go on to be the sassy best friend on Disney's Girl Meets World.
Wow.
That is part of the same studio machine that gave us Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, the Jonas Brothers, and Zendaya. She would become a singer with hits like Espresso, Please, 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 and Taste.
Wow.
I don't think I knew she was an actress, but that she was in all these shows before.
Oh, yeah. They come from somewhere.
She was a child star.
Sure.
And then she made had a bunch of failed launches as a music artist before really hitting this year. It's a whole thing. It's a whole Sabrina Carpenter legacy. It's worth looking up.
It's the year that Sabrina Carpenter happens, yeah.
I know she has a song called Espresso, and I'm pretty sure she just had a big breakup, and that is the extent of knowledge I have on Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, okay.
Even though I have 2 teenage daughters, I still have no idea who she is.
So you don't watch all the live stream videos of the Short and Sweet tour stuff like I do?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's just me, I guess.
Well, she did teach a whole generation that it's espresso, not espresso.
True.
So,
Well,
good on
there
her.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah, she has 6 Grammy nominations, including Album, Record, and Song of the Year. The awards are on February 2nd, so we'll see what happens there.
And Best New Artist, too, I think, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
That's a curse, by the way. I hope you don't win that one, Sabrina.
Yeah, no one ever wonders what happened to Chic, who from the 70s, who won Best New Artist. Yeah. Sabrina has several uncommon allergies. She's allergic to almonds, apples, and metals like nickel.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. She's also allergic to Olivia Rodrigo, and the two have traded multiple diss tracks, so it's pretty spicy. Yeah. So did you recognize the girl playing young Larissa?
No. Was it Taylor Swift or something?
Okay, that's Peyton List.
Take off your clothes, Brandy.
My name's not Brandy.
I know who Peyton List is.
Oh, yeah? Who is she?
She was on As the World Turns, I believe, playing Lucy, right?
Well, I don't know, but you would know her as the ass-kicking Tori Nichols on the Karate Kid sequel, Cobra Kai.
Oh, okay.
She was not the Arizona State Karate Champion, though. She's also Maddie, the teenage ghost trying to solve her own murder in Netflix's School Spirits.
I think it's a different Peyton List. There's another Peyton List who was also on Mad Men who had been a soap actor. It's a different person.
It's a different person. Yeah. Peyton was daughter Emma on Disney's Jessie. And on a special Disney show, she sang, Do You Want to Build a Snowman? With Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, full circle.
Crossover, yes. Full circle. We do have a Hey, It's That Guy.
Hey, it's that guy.
Who is that playing Eldon?
I have been looking for Brandy for years. You know, after I shaved her, if I squinted my eyes like this, just the right way, it looked like she was little again.
Oh, he's a Broadway guy, right? No? Then I don't know.
No. That's Devin Retray, best known as Kevin's shitty brother Buzz in Home Alone.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
All grown up.
All grown up?
All grown up.
He turned out exactly like I imagined he would when I watched Home Alone.
Yeah. Well, Devin was the lead actor in HBO's trippy thriller Mosaic with Sharon Stone.
Okay.
I remember that. In 2008, he appeared in the documentary called Courting Condi, in which he traveled the country trying to win the heart of Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice.
What?
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, really. Yeah, that was his thing, an hour and a half of him trying to woo Condoleezza Rice. I'll just spoil it and say, no, they did not get to fuck.
No, they didn't?
They didn't do that.
All right.
That's a random follow, but okay.
So random.
I don't know. I would watch the first 10 minutes to see how it goes. In 2021, he was arrested for strangling his girlfriend in a hotel because she didn't charge money to fans who were seeking his autograph.
Wow.
Are you kidding?
No, that was the motive.
So he's a bad guy.
Yeah. Now, this story led another woman to come forward saying that he attempted to rape her by putting a pill in her drink.
Jesus.
Oh, my
Her
God.
name was Lisa Smith, and she also said that the real New York SVU never pursued her case.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah. As you might know, the Special Victims Squad, I believe is how they're referred to in real life in New York City Police. A lot of scandal about the way they've handled
the Weinstein
cases.
case in particular, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
Now, can you tell me who's playing Orville Underwood?
You two can stay and continue to be titillated by the specifics of my ejaculation habits, or you can go try to find probable cause to hold me. And I'd suggest the latter, because in 22 hours and 38 minutes, I walk out of police custody a free and innocent man. Again.
That guy. Is he alive? Is the actor actually alive while he's playing this role? Because he looks very Weekend at Bernie's to me.
He does.
Yeah, he had a strange look.
He looks like the Freeze Miser come to life. Is what.
Yes.
Or Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Yeah. Well, that guy is David Patrick Kelly. 3 Law & Order Universe appearances. He has a second-degree black belt.
Theme.
Is this what they were doing behind the scenes on this episode?
Sparring?
Yeah, everyone was just like, how much karate can you do? I don't know how much. And they're like bringing out boards for people to split and shit.
That's right.
Incredible.
He had a supporting role as the gang leader T-Bird in The Crow and was on set when Brandon Lee was killed by the discharge from that prop gun.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was a witness. He had a recurring role in Twin Peaks, both as in the original and the reboot. But who will forget his role as the supportive high school teacher, Mr. Bisfani, in the ABC after-school specials, Date Rape.
Oh, my God.
Gotta say, there's a lot of karate and date rape in this cast.
Oh, my God.
There's a real weird theme going on with this episode.
There is a weird thing. Hey, we do have some repeat offenders.
Repeat offender.
We say goodbye to John Cullum from Northern Exposure. This is his last appearance as Judge Murdoch.
Yeah, I loved him.
Hollis.
This is one of those cases that makes me wonder if it's time to retire.
And Stephen Gregory makes his very last appearance as the character Rebecca just calls Hot Doctor.
Yes, I love Hot Doctor.
I found vaginal scarring, but no sign of sexual assault or semen.
I'm always screaming at the TV, and I'm like, Hot Doctor, come examine me. No, I don't actually say that. But he is very, very cute, that doctor.
He had to go to Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. Can you tell me the name of the hospital security guard?
No.
Security Central. Close all exits.
No. Did I stump you? His name is Stephen Hill. No, not Stephen Hill with a V, who played DA Adam Schiff. That's Stephen Hill with a PH. He would go on to play TC, the helicopter pilot, for 5 seasons on the reboot of Magnum P.I.
Didn't watch that. Was that on CBS?
That was on CBS, 5 seasons.
Yeah, I could have
Don't you remember the original? TC was the Vietnam vet, Magnum's best friend. Yeah.
I got it. My husband watched the reboot, so I have walked in the room and seen it.
Wow, so CBS is occasionally on at Lauren's house.
Yeah.
Oh.
Something's on at my house. I don't know.
So before acting, he worked for Xerox as a copier salesman. Before acting, he worked for Xerox as a copier salesman. Before acting, he worked at Xerox.
Oh.
Okay, just took a little while for that one.
Yes.
All right, here you go.
As comedian Nate Bargatze says, he has one of those jobs that the job tells you what they do.
All right, so can you tell me the name of the crime scene technician?
Got something that'll interest you.
Who is that? You don't know?
We're so bad at this.
Oh.
Well, these are getting obscure here, but
really,
but The roles are obscure, but the actors go on to do some big things. This is James Chen. He was Cal for 3 seasons on The Walking Dead, and he's currently in the 7th season as analyst I Am Lim on Dick Wolf's FBI, also on CBS. Lauren, you made a face like you might know.
Well, I watched The Walking Dead, and I do not remember him.
You're very brave. I've never been able to watch.
I think it was in the final 3 seasons of the original series that Cal was a character.
I don't remember. I must have blocked it out. I did watch to the end, but it was also one of those I was like, not hate watching at this point, but just like, for example, I still watch Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, you're a
I
completist.
should not be watching it anymore. It's been like 25 years.
You're POC committed. You've been in. I turned on Grey's Anatomy a few weeks ago, and I was like, I don't know who any of these people are.
It's ridiculous.
The turnover has been complete. It's incredible.
Yes. Like Law and Order, yeah.
Yeah.
Would it at all surprise you that James Chen is an accomplished martial artist?
Yes, that would surprise me.
At this point, come on now.
It would. Is he?
He is.
Oh
no,
my
he
God.
really is.
That's ridiculous.
Do you think the casting director that they have like little games and themes and they're like, for this episode, we're going to find all of the extra cast. They're going to be martial art experts.
That's right. And Sabrina Carpenter.
And yes.
Last off, what about that uniformed police officer? Who is that?
No idea.
Where are they? In the bedroom.
I don't know. If you're going to tell me it's like somebody actually famous.
Well, that's Joseph A. Halsey. He had 12 Law and Order Universe appearances as a cop, and he'd been a regular feature in the film festival short film circuit. He won Best Ensemble Cast for Stand-Up Guy at the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival, and he won Best Actor nominee for Junkie Heaven at the Monkey Bread Tree Film Awards.
Wow.
I feel like we could put together, if you just need a clever name, and a theater for a weekend.
I thought we could win one of those festivals with just the video from this podcast.
Yeah.
Is that mean? Because that's what I'm thinking right now.
No, I hear you.
His TV debut came in 1992 as the pizza delivery boy on The Cosby Show.
Oh.
And Cosby asked, "Hey, aren't you Buzz from Home Alone? Gonna put those pills in the pizza?"
Oh, hey now.
Larissa tells Benson that she was Brandy in those old videos, and even today, she's still recognized.
Sometimes when I'm walking down the street or in the subway, men stare at me.
Because they recognize you from the movies.
Yes. They have this look in their eyes. You know, perverts.
Nah, girl, it's just dudes.
Yeah.
We're irredeemable.
You're disgusting.
Yeah. It's all of us. Yeah. Here's what they have. All the Brandy images that they found in Baylog's apartment were contained in Underwood's pillowcase. So they confront him with the fact that his DNA is on the photos of Brandy, and he has the most unforgettable explanation in the history of television.
Tell us, Kevin.
Baylog took a phone call, and so Underwood couldn't help himself and had to go play 5-on-1 in the bathroom and blast all over everything.
So you're just sitting in another guy's house, and suddenly you decide it's time to peel the banana.
I did go into the bathroom. There was a stack of magazines by the toilet, and maybe that photo was in there, and my DNA landed on it.
Gotta give it to this guy. That's a new one.
New, yeah, but not good.
He had an urge.
You had to gild the banana. That's what Stabler said.
Yeah. Man, most of us just go through the medicine cabinet. By the way, how long was this phone call?
I don't know. Maybe he's very efficient.
He's very efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, he exploded like a dirty bomb.
So he says.
So he says. Oh, you're not buying this? This doesn't sound believable?
Well, maybe for him it does. He's pretty disgusting. The men in this episode are like you could rank them in the top 10 disgusting men on this show, and that is saying something.
That is saying something. It was, that story was real gross.
Yeah, I mean, it's rude to just come and go.
Oh.
But most people get upset if you leave the seat up, so and he's like, oh my God.
He was in an apartment. He was so stimulated by its cleanliness and spaciousness.
Yeah, look at all this baby batter everywhere. So you're right. Stabler accused him of, I think it was peeling the banana or gilding the banana, something like that. He could have done much better for that. He could have said, cuffing the carrot, jerking the gherkin.
Your phone is literally, the Siri thing just went on. It was recording everything you were saying.
Was it when I said
that little...
When I said cuff in the carrot,
I think you said
Siri
Stabler, and the Siri thought it was Siri, and then it was like the record thing on your thing, and you were like, cuff in the carrot.
Oh, Jesus, the cops will be
Petting
here.
the dolphin.
Yeah.
It was just like you were sending that all into space. You should check to make sure you didn't tweet that.
Yeah. I was like, okay, Siri, here's some other ones.
Oh, don't say that.
Marching the penguin. No? All right. Punching the clown, or the one I like, shaking hands with the milkman.
How many did you have to edit down to give us those 3?
I went through like 100.
Yeah, I bet.
And I'm like, I know I'm known for like all the gentleman's relish ones,
Yes.
but I was just like, okay, let's move on.
We haven't gotten into
let's expand.
this. Yeah, we haven't gotten into this encyclopedia of your knowledge.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to expand here.
Did you pull these from your memory, or did you have to search? Because your search history is you may be flagged at this point.
Oh, yeah.
He's
the
rolling the
FBI's
skin
all
dice
over
over
me.
there.
Exactly. Yeah. I only could find a couple for women, though. 2-finger tango and double clicking.
Okay.
Like double clicking a mouse. Right, okay.
I got
you
that
got it?
reference.
Okay, all right.
It's not as funny.
It's not as funny. That's why, yeah.
Penises are funny. Yeah.
Penises are funny.
Sorry.
Yes.
But they are.
So they're able to get a warrant based on, remember, the photograph of a fingerprint. But even though his love juice is all over explicit child images, they can't hold him.
It's all circumstantial, Kevin.
Yeah.
This show, by the way, does not know what circumstantial evidence means. Like, you can literally convict somebody of circumstantial. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's evidence. It's just, not a video of them doing it.
Lauren, you think the DA is just like scared that they might get a juror who's like, oh, who hasn't gone over their friend's house and cranked it? It's
You mean a jury with men on it?
Well, because she said, well, he went to law school, so
yes,
it's a good alibi.
Yeah.
He's like, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Sure.
Tell me I didn't have an urge.
It didn't have.
Gross.
Now let's take a look
Let's look at our portfolio on Acorns.
Oh, Acorns.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, so you don't need to have an expert in investing. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that fits you and your money. So we've been using Acorns for quite some time.
More than a year.
What is Acorns?
Acorns is an app that allows you to automatically deposit roundups from your purchases and additional money automatically every week. It just goes into your investment portfolio, and you don't have to do a thing except watch that money grow. It's a great opportunity for your money to grow. Basically, what you do is you set up your investing. See this here?
Yeah.
This shows you everything that I've invested in my investment account, everything I've invested in my SEP IRA, which also allows me to do.
And if I tap on the investment, it would bring down... Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I like how in the app you can select what level of risk you want to take.
And depending on your investment goals, that's how you pick that. But you know what I really love, Kevin?
What's that?
Acorns has all these partnerships with places to shop where a little thing will pop up and say there's an offer to get 2% of this purchase deposited into your Acorns account. And I just started using that a few months ago. And look at how much I've already had deposited just because of shopping at places I was going to shop anyway.
Oh, yeah, all these major retailers here. This one's like 2%. This one's like $5.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
This travel site is 3%.
So head to acorns.com/stories. And download the Acorns app and start saving and investing for your future today.
Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 2 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/stories.
Get me Will Trent. ABC Tuesdays.
I don't even know where he is.
Will Trent is back.
You thought you could hide forever? Time to come home.
The series that's being called one of the best network procedurals.
We're going to solve this case.
Featuring new cast member Gina Rodriguez.
I'm a prosecutor. We deal in truth and facts.
Maybe everybody should try that, huh?
Will Trent, the 2-part season premiere. Tuesdays on ABC and stream on Hulu.
If anyone can hear what I'm saying, please help us. We were attacked by some kind of animal.
From the director of The Invisible Man and Blumhouse, producers of The Black Phone.
My husband was infected.
What is happening to me?
Daddy, is that you?
Run!
Hurry, Mommy, it's coming!
Don't you lay a hand on her!
Wolfman, directed by Lee Winnell. Under 17, admitted without parent. Only in theaters January 17th.
All right, now let's take a look at the second half of this episode. Double jeopardy protects Underwood for Larissa's rape, but Daniel is still out there.
If we could find him, we could count him as a new accuser.
Then Underwood could be charged for the crimes that he committed against both of you back then.
Do you guys realize I've spent my entire life trying to forget about what's happened to me, and you just want me to relive it?
Not relive, Just remember.
Back when they were kids, Larissa says that she took Daniel's leather wristband and buried it in a wish jar in her foster family's backyard. The squad digs it up and matches DNA to Daniel Brooks, who happens to own an abandoned warehouse. Olivia and Elliot discover Daniel making his own movies with 2 children. When Daniel refuses to testify against Underwood, Tutuola discovers books the old man wrote about how to rape a Brandy, which Baylog followed step by step in his assault of Larissa. At a pretrial hearing, Hardwick argues the novels are child pornography and constitute a conspiracy with Baylog to commit rape, but the judge rules the books are protected speech. Larissa visits Daniel at Rikers to convince him to testify against Underwood. He still says no, but whispers something to her. After a 911 call, Benson and Stabler learn Larissa is holding Underwood hostage at gunpoint. They arrive just in time to hear her shoot the old man and discover a girl being held in the bathroom. Larissa says Daniel told her that Underwood was up to his old tricks. And because she shot him in defense of the child, Hardwick says they will not charge her. So, visible on Detective Olivia Benson's desk in this episode is a photo of her and President Barack Obama.
Yep, and a little miniature of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a little bobblehead situation.
By the way, Lauren, that is a real photo that Mariska took with Obama, cropped out of the original photo, Barbara Walters. I guess they thought that was just too far to think that Benson would hang out with both the president and Barbara Walters. Though no one ever asks Benson, how did you get in this photograph with the president of the United States?
She's very famous. This is something that we learn in like various episodes of SVU. We're like, world famous detective Olivia Benson. I'm like, really? Her apartment's awfully small to be a world famous detective. But yeah, she's apparently very accomplished, very famous off screen, and speaks a lot of Italian as well.
Yeah.
All things that she does.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you think she got next to Obama? I think she says, hey, I just wanted the president to know that our victim got raped by an orderly with a zipper in his scrub. So thanks, Obama. Fucking healthcare. So they don't know how to jog Larissa's memory for details on Daniel. So they bring in Wong. And so Wong says, I got a crazy idea. Why don't you just show her all the videos of her being raped as a child and see what happens?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
He had a creepy smile on his face when he said that, too. Wasn't that weird? I was like, you're a little too excited about this, Wong.
And let me watch her watch that.
Yeah, I haven't been able to do hypnotism in a really long time. So let's do it this time.
Let's do it
in this situation. What could possibly happen?
Keep your eyes on the dangling watch back and forth. So this leads to a revelation that when Larissa escaped, that she took Daniel's wristband and buried it in an empty jar of peanut butter. And so they're able to, go and find the jar and pull skin DNA and match that to Daniel Brooks. And they say they're able to get the DNA because he has arrests for prostitution and shoplifting. They take your DNA for shoplifting?
How else are they going to find the shoplifter other than running it through a test that takes 7 months to complete, right?
It does seem wildly inaccurate and unbelievable.
But I also have like a bigger question. Why the fuck would the state send Larissa back to that house after escaping months of imprisonment from the creepy porno guy who was able to kidnap her from that house?
Lauren, did you pick up on this, that she said that at the time she was playing hide and go seek when she got pulled into Underwood's van and then disappeared for years? So champion. All-time hide and seek champion.
People are still out there looking, right?
Apple, peaches, pumpkin pie.
Damn.
Who's not ready, holler I.
I only counted to 100. She's so good at this.
God, that's committing to it, right?
Wow.
Is that why she went missing for so long? Because they were just like, she won. She's a champ. We don't know where she is.
Imagine playing freeze tag with her. Shit. Oh, man. Okay. So the records show that Daniel Brooks owns an abandoned warehouse in Lower Manhattan. How does a child pornographer get a loan to be the highest bidder on an abandoned warehouse?
Yeah. I mean, at least they acknowledged it. They made a sentence where, they made a statement in that scene.
Daniel Brooks.
I mean, yeah, this place is a dump, but how does the street kid buy something like this?
But it's so unrealistic.
How would a shoplifter afford this, right? Well,
Right.
it turns out he has another source of income. as we learn.
I guess.
Can you really make that much for movies? The overhead is a lot if you're kidnapping 2 children and pretending Coventry is going to come get them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know it's peanut butter, but you still...
Hey.
The overhead is still there, you know.
That's all they ate, right? Peanut butter sandwiches?
Apparently. Yeah.
So if you like kidnap a kid for this scheme with an allergy, like you're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Geez, yeah.
Or that kid is fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kidnapping and murder.
Rebecca, I don't think it's appropriate for you to say that the worst thing for that child is a nut allergy.
You're right. Sorry. These are fictional children, Kevin. You pointed that out.
I know. But just nut allergy is not the new way.
I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
Knuckle chowder will do.
Got it.
All right.
Got it.
Right. So if he owns it, is it still abandoned?
Always asking the critical questions, Kevin.
Yeah. I mean, did Con Edison come over and hook it up? He's like, yeah, this is the monthly bill. It's like, yeah, you got a lot of electricity going on here.
Yeah. You got the high-speed internet, all of it.
I know, right?
The video security camera. Like, oh, somebody's coming in. Yeah.
Do you think he's just stealing internet from like the 7-Eleven next door?
Wi-Fi.
The password is Slurpee4.
He's got to upload it somewhere, right?
Right.
So we're supposed to believe that the old man who had been producing child sex images for decades, had his entire library, it could fit into a single pillowcase and stolen.
Mm-hmm.
No. So instead, when they go back and look at the apartment, they're able to uncover a couple of paperback books that he wrote on how to track down Brandy and rape her.
Chasing Brandy. How I found Brandy and how you can too.
Underwood started posting these to chat rooms not long after that first trial. Pervs all over the world been getting off to him for years.
He knew he couldn't risk making films anymore, so he turned his hand to writing kiddie porn novels.
Said he was a smart guy.
Who did the layout for these books?
This was pre-Amazon self-published, right?
Wait, I have the answer. It's not rhetorical.
You do?
Yes.
Not rhetorical.
No, here's the answer. Kinko's.
Really?
Kinko's.
I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
It's a pun. Let me get it one more time. Kinko's.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that funny? Hey, what was the name of that book? That title was like real weird, right? It was like, I had my Brandy and you can too, or something like that.
Yeah. I will say that the cover, like no cap, the cover was really nice.
They had like the interstate signs, right?
Yeah.
Like Brandy this way.
Yeah. It was graphic layout without graphic layout. Yeah.
Wait, I do have a question about Brandy. And why did she choose to stay in New York City?
Good question.
I was kind of wondering the whole time, like, I think I'd move.
Yeah.
If I was so close to that much trauma and people were stalking me,
yeah,
I think I would be like, it's time to get out of here.
Are you saying you don't think Larissa makes good life choices?
I think she's been through a lot of trauma and may not be thinking clearly.
Yeah.
Do you think she's still with that guy?
He seemed like a good guy.
He seemed fine.
Yeah.
He rescued her.
I mean, he couldn't prove that he was her boyfriend in any way, but whatever.
No.
I mean, no, he showed a picture. He had a picture, Rebecca.
Oh,
what
that's
better
true.
proof is that than
That's
a
true.
picture? You know?
Kevin, how would you prove that we're married? We don't have the same last name.
We don't have the same last name.
We say horrible things to each other on
That's
podcasts.
true. That's right.
How would you prove it?
I would take out a photo of me and you hitting me with a whip.
And then you'd Photoshop it with flames.
Photoshop,
behind it.
yes. I'd have a close-up of both of our thumbs for future scanning.
All right.
So Underwood has his case thrown out yesterday, and he's already kidnapped a new girl and keeping her hostage in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Impulse control, brother.
No kidding. We learned that about him, though, right? This is something we know about Underwood. When he has an urge, he just takes
Just
care
do
of
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bathroom is his place.
He'd actually be an amazing employee if you think about it.
It's very committed.
So Underwood, I need you to get this done for me. No problem. I had the urge. I already did it. Like, he'd be incredible.
Does not procrastinate.
No.
That is not on his annual review. You do not
Do
procrastinate.
not procrastinate. You're efficient.
Must have been a great lawyer, right? All the details. You might find like a bunch of the papers like stuck together.
Yes.
But
he could really do a good job explaining the motivation behind his client's behavior, right?
That's right,
He could
yes.
be like, as
no,
I know.
No, he just covers the unjustly accused.
Yeah.
Right? Projecting. No, we can't all be.
We can't all really love Brandy.
We can't all really love Brandy. We'll try. We'll try.
I'll give you a roadmap to find her, but we can't all love
Some
her.
road signs.
Road
even.
signs, yes.
Yeah. They find this little girl in like a little bathing suit that, okay, apparently he also had time to go by that they missed the first time. But we already know what Underwood can do in a bathroom, so they better watch their step.
They better, yeah.
Whoop.
Better not take that light out in that bathroom.
Little.
Or
no
that
black
whole
light
house.
in there. Yeah.
No black light.
No.
Light up like Jackson Pollock. You know the actor that played that little kid?
Uh-oh.
Black belt in karate.
Get me Will Trent. ABC Tuesdays.
I don't even know where he is.
Will Trent is back.
You thought you could hide forever? Time to come home.
The series that's being called one of the best network procedurals.
We're going to solve this case.
Featuring new cast member Gina Rodriguez.
I'm a prosecutor. We deal in truth and facts.
Maybe everybody should try that, huh?
Will Trent, the 2-part season premiere. Tuesdays on ABC and stream on Hulu.
If anyone can hear what I'm saying, please help us. We were attacked by some kind of animal.
From the director of The Invisible Man and Blumhouse, producers of The Black Phone.
My husband was infected.
What is happening to me?
Daddy, is that you?
Run!
Hurry, Mommy, it's coming.
Don't you lay a hand on her.
Wolfman, directed by Lee Winnell. Under 17, not admitted without parent. Only in theaters January 17th.
In a world of dry eye, there's a long-lasting solution that can save the day. Presenting Sustain Complete Preservative-Free. Its unique formula gives 8 hours of relief from the common symptoms of dry eye. Sustain Complete. Open your eyes to lasting relief.
All right, let's take a look at the real-life story that inspired this episode. It's time for Rip from the Headlines.
You think you know who did it. You think you know who did it. But you don't know who did it. You don't know who did it. Rip from the headlines.
Aspects of this episode take some inspiration from the case of Alex Kabaga. He was convicted in 1984 for sexual crimes for the abduction of a 3-year-old girl in Northern California. He and his accomplice had snatched the child from her parents' car in a parking lot. They also kidnapped a 10-year-old boy and held the both of them in a red van for more than 1 year. One day, the boy slipped away and was able to lead police to their captors. At the time of his arrest, Kabaga was 19 years old and had been under the control of Luis Treefrog Johnson. 9 years earlier, Kabaga's parents abandoned him and he was taken by Johnson. He began abusing him and producing child pornography while they lived in his van. After being victimized for years, Kabaga victimized the 2 children at Johnson's direction. After his conviction, the California Youth Authority told the court Kabaga was a good candidate for rehabilitation and should avoid prison. The judge wasn't buying it and sentenced him to 208 years. An appeals court declared the sentence to be cruel and unusual. They said Kabaga was Johnson's 3rd victim and he was resentenced to 25 years. Alex Kabaga completed his sentence in 1985 and today lives in San Francisco as a registered sex offender.
Wow.
Just a quick correction. He was released in 1995. I have Cy corrected, but Cy's currently on his vacation in Northern Africa.
And he's doing this.
And he's doing this for us.
Cy's like, I'm on vacation. Let me go ahead and read this completely disgusting story. Because that's my job, man. And I get paid so well for it. By the way, he does not get paid.
He doesn't pay for the whole thing. I got to go with PayPal after this. Thanks for reminding me. So in California and several other states, you can argue that you committed a crime under duress. Now, this case has been scrutinized for years by criminal legal scholars over what's called coercive indoctrination. And that's the legal theory that a defendant wouldn't have committed those crimes if it were not for the extreme manipulation of another. And it goes a lot farther than the, if not for the other person argument. It's akin to brainwashing. Yeah. It's been examined in the case of like POWs and things like this. So the criteria includes that these beliefs were not originally his own, that he couldn't have reasonably resisted the indoctrination, and that the crimes committed were only the crimes that he was indoctrinated for.
Right.
No other crime. So, but no states recognize this as a defense or even allow it as a mitigating factor for sentencing. So does this mean that Kabaga should face no punishment for the rape of 2 children for nearly a year, even though he was probably coercively indoctrinated.
Oh, that is very tough. I don't think that he should just be, set free on the sidewalk outside of the investigation, just like Larissa. But I do think that there should be some therapy, some very immersive and regulated and chaperoned therapy to help this person. But I'm a very forgiving person, so I do feel like people get second chances. But yes, the crimes he committed were heinous and disgusting, but he also suffered some heinous and disgusting things.
Okay, well, a legal scholar at the University of Pennsylvania Law School presented Cabarga's case to first-year law students and then asked them to sentence him. Half would rule no criminal liability or liability but no punishment. 19% would hold him in detention until he was no longer dangerous but would not impose criminal liability. 5% of the students would give him between 2 months and a year in prison. 2% would give him 30 years and 2% would give him life.
Wow.
So I guess kind of what feels right here for them is probably more understanding, a little, I don't want to say forgiveness, but they see the mitigating factors there. But anyway, so that little girl, that 3-year-old girl, her name was Tara Burke. And in subsequent years, she talked about her experience. She was taken in by the family of the lead detective on her case. The one that searched for you, yeah. His weekend hobby is racing cars, and so she worked in his pit crew.
Cool.
And he paid for her to go to San Jose State University. This was back in the 90s was the last time.
Wow, it's like an Olivia Benson Noah situation.
Right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. In 1997, the San Francisco Chronicle profiled Tara when she went to the university and revealed that one of her English assignments was about what was the scariest thing that ever happened to you.
Shut the fuck up. Wow.
I'm assuming she got an A.
Oh, my God.
I hope she doesn't remember any of it and that she's young enough that it is just blocked.
I hate to be the
from
person
her
to
brain.
present that assignment after her, though, right? Like
the next paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I once had to sit on Santa's lap, and boy, was I scared.
Yeah. So the appeals court ruled that Cabarga's sentence was excessive and reduced it to a more realistic 25 years. Johnson did the same thing. He failed to get a sentence reduction. He was originally sentenced to 527 years in prison.
Wow.
Now, 200 of them were for having the nickname Tree Frog. Well, that is going to do it for us. We want to thank our guest, Lauren Vandermeer. Lauren, where can our listeners follow you online?
On the Drinks with Death podcast on Instagram. I think I'm on X, but I'm going to be honest, I don't ever use it. So,
yeah.
Shocking. And Drinks with Death podcast at gmail.com is how you can reach out to us via email and Facebook too.
And Rebecca Lavoie, how can our listeners follow you?
You can follow me everywhere at Reb Lavoie.
And you can find us at Law & Order Pod on X and Blue Sky. Follow us on Instagram at These Are Their Stories Podcast, or like and subscribe on YouTube and TikTok. Our newsreader was Cy Frater. Our theme music was composed and performed by Uncanny Valleys. Content assistance from Travis Roy. Lily Flynn handles promotions. All clips in this podcast were used in compliance with the U.S. Copyrights Act fair use exemption for criticism and commentary. Go to lawandorderpodcast.com and sign up for our newsletter for a chance to be our next Law & Order Marathon winner. These Are Their Stories was recorded in Studio C and is a production of Partners in Crime Media.
Partners in Crime Media.